moldable. It could be virtually anywhere, in any number of hiding places. I suspect there are many that even I am not aware of. I wish to present this tiara to my wife as a gift to commemorate the eternity we shall spend together. If you can find it and bring it to me before sunrise, then I will give you the gem you seek and your freedom.
You nod, unable to believe that you have virtually been ushered away from death's door just so you could run an errand for a couple of vampires. You do not want to think about the consequences if you fail to meet the deadline.
Oh, it's made it more than a simple errand. But anyways, let's take some food.
You seem to have lost your appetite for eating at the moment.
Well, that's fine. Let's talk to them. Talking is fun. I like talking to people. Well, actually, let's look at them.
The Countess is a slender lady who bears some resemblance to the elderly woman she once was. A black velvet gown graces her figure and makes her appear genuinely regal. Like the Count, her skin is chalk white and her lips are blood red.
Yeah, so apparently being turned into a vampire turns you hot and young. Well, I'm sure she was always, hot. She looked at him in the flashbacks and stuff.
The Count is a tall, fearsome-looking man. His chalk-white skin, ruby-red lips, and protruding fangs give you the chills.
What, does it make you want to jump him? Let's talk to him.
Pardon my asking, but as the Countess of this realm, I presume you have lived in this castle before now?
Yes, that is so.
Then how did you come to live in that old house by the sea?
After my husband died, I continued to live in the castle for a time. I watched my newborn son grow into a man, marry, and have a child of his own.
Possible.
Yes. Shortly after her birth, however, my son and his wife both befell a tragic end at the hands of...
The Countess looks pained and appears unable to continue.
I apologize if I have caused you to relive your grief. A vampire cannot truly feel grief, but perhaps my wife still recalls hers. I shall continue for her, if you so wish.
We wish it. Spill, O Count.
Please, if I may know, how were your son and daughter-in-law lost to you?
Werewolves.
Slain by the Brotherhood.
Of the Wolf.
The Brotherhood?
Interesting movie.
You have met them.
I was drunk when I saw it.
Your mind reels, so that is the connection.
Really, Gran, you didn't get that?
Why would the Brotherhood kill your heirs? Oh. As you have just guessed, the Brotherhood wish an end to the reign of my family. Why else would they give you the means to penetrate my domain, so that you could do their dirty work for them? The Cross Key. Exactly. Stolen from me through stealth, and that old brand of magic. The Counts of Colima have all descended from a single bloodline. We have always been partial to change, as opposed to the stagnating status quo of the Brotherhood. Over the last few decades, the Brotherhood have tried to dispose of my family as best they could. That which I am now was brought about by them. They were the ones who set the monstrous, infected bat upon me.
Yeah, I still think it was
I should have used magic to defend myself.
Do not be so hard on yourself, my dear. I remember that night well. That hideous creature gave you no chance.
Perhaps. But I should have awoken from my dark sleep sooner. Then I would have been able to protect our beloved son and his wife, and you would not have been forced to flee the castle, to live out your days in that wretched old house under a false identity.
Oh, it was
It was not so bad a time. Dear little Possum loved it. I hope she will be as happy in her new home. She has a new life now, There's no reason to fear anymore.
Oh,
This
Possum.
brotherhood, are they real
Yeah,
monks?
where you guys see
They
Possum?
were once, but something happened to them.
He became
Local
werewolves.
folklore would have you believe that Weirwood Forest is a host to certain entities, spirits of the wild, they are called.
Yep.
And what of them? I believe the monks encountered these spirits. What occurred specifically is beyond anyone's knowledge but their own.
They were turned into
But
werewolves.
it is evident that the men were given the ability to transform themselves.
Into wolves.
Unfortunately,
Kind of like the
their
gypsies in
minds
Quest
were
for Glory
apparently
4. Those
transformed
weren't really
they began to
werewolves,
believe
but
they were
shapeshifters.
destined to rule, and since have presented great danger to myself and my family. So the danger you face is not a result of some decades-old feud?
Allegory.
Not at all, dear king, though history will likely reflect such.
Allegory.
But to
Sorry,
answer your
I like
question,
saying that.
the members of the Brotherhood are no longer the goodly monks they once were.
We're the
They
godly
do
ones.
not represent their fellow brethren well.
Understatement.
So, I have until just before sunrise to retrieve this tiara?
Yes.
That is correct. And if I am unable to before that time?
They eat
The
you.
Count's eyes glint red as he looks directly into your own.
For your own sake, I shall hope that you are successful.
Or I'll eat
You
you.
bravely suppress a shudder. It seems clear that you are not off the hook yet.
Hey, King's blood is good. Let's get out of here. They're freaking me out. Well, if there's anything up here, so let's go this way. Oh,
You
hey,
see a young
who's
woman
this?
sitting on the dusty
As
floor.
if I don't know.
She has a book in her lap entitled Little Red Riding Hood.
I wish I could read this story.
Yeah, she can't read.
All the pretty words. Whatever do they say?
A young woman sits on the dusty floor. She is reading, or trying to read, a book entitled Little Red Riding Hood. Aside from the pictures, she does not appear to be comprehending the content at all.
Yeah, do you guys want to know who this
Pictures
is?
look interesting, but what is this book about? I wish I could read this story.
The book tells the story of a young girl who met a wolf in the forest.
The young woman's head snaps up. Her black eyes drill into your own. You gasp as you realize you are looking at yet another vampire.
OMG.
Just how many has the Count made tonight?
2.
The young woman's lips transform from hungry to, fortunately, pleasant recognition.
So you are the guest of my grandfather's house. I was hoping I would meet you again.
The
Hi,
woman is
Possum.
startlingly beautiful, but in an eerie, unnatural way.
Yeah.
You find yourself unable to speak for a
Yeah.
moment. She does look somewhat familiar, but from where?
Oh, my handsome gentleman does not recognize me?
You have boobs now, sweetheart.
Should I?
You remember the basket, the soup?
You've grown up a bit.
With a start, you recognize the young woman. She's grown and matured considerably since you last saw her.
Understatement.
The little girl, Possum, has been transformed completely into this. She has traded her small ruby cloak for a dazzling satin robe of the same color.
Are you unhappy with my appearance?
No.
Your
it's just that
grandfather dressed you in
have
that?
me at a disadvantage. I do not know your real name.
Anastasia.
A
Pretty name.
beautiful name.
Yes, it was one of the few things my parents left me before they died. They're probably buried somewhere on this island, as a matter of fact. What do you seek here?
You explain your
The
so
Holy
far
Grail.
unsuccessful attempt to locate the tiara. The young woman looks thoughtful for a moment, then
Haven't tried
suddenly
anything.
snaps her fingers.
First place
A
of book
discarded
for.
pile of books shift aside from the floor, and a single
She
black
already can do
book
magic.
is revealed underneath. She appraises the black book with indignant incomprehension, then holds it out towards you. You take the book from Anastasia's hand.
And smack her with
I do
it.
not suppose that has anything to do with it, but it must be about something important.
Yeah, so this is Little Possum. Apparently not only has being turned into a vampire, turning you young and sexy, It also grows you up and makes you sexy, and then your grandfather puts you in an appropriate cloak. Yeah, I understand they didn't want a little girl vampire because that's really sad, but at the same time, her childhood was stolen from her. She can't even read, which is odd. You'd think the Countess would be teaching her to read. But anyways, yeah. So this is Possum, folks, or Anastasia, and we're about out of time. So see you guys next time.